Hello everybody, in this video we are going to continue our conversation about exponential functions and their graphs. Specifically in this video we are going to find we're going to use exponential regressions to help us find the equation to this function. So anytime they're asking you to find the equation of a function and they give you a graph, we're going to have to pull out points to be able to do that. And sometimes they give us tables with points so we can actually find the regression. So for this one specifically, we're going to pull points from this graph, use that and our calculator to find the equation using the regression. So with that being said, let's go ahead and look specifically at this graph. And we need to find at least 2 to 3 points for us to be able to create an accurate exponential regression. So I'm going to ask you to start with your y-intercept. So we know that anytime we're dealing with an exponential function, we should be able to identify the y-intercept. Now, some of these other points right here might be a little bit harder to do because they're not whole numbers. So in order for us to be able to find whole numbers, we're looking for something that goes to the corner of the boxes on this grid. So I'm going to create a table of points that we find on this graph. We're going to start off with that y-intercept because it's pretty easy, and that's going to be 0 and 3. Now, I'm actually going to use my pen to kind of follow this line until I find something that looks like a whole number, like that one right there. That's going to be 1 and 6. So let's add that to our table. And then I'm going to continue following this line until I find some more points. So this one looks pretty close. So that one looks more like 2 and 12. And as I go through the rest of this, it's pretty hard to tell if any of these other ones are going to be whole numbers. So as long as I have anywhere from 2 to 3 points, that should be enough to give me what I need for an exponential regression. So if you forgot how to do this, because I think we did this earlier this year, we used our calculator and we had to enter things into a spreadsheet, then let me walk you through it one more time. So once you have your table written down, we're going to go to our home page. So home. I'm going to be dealing with a TI Nspire. So if you have a TI Nspire, you can go through the same steps. So from here, we're going to hit 1 for a new document. And if this comes up, just hit no. Now, when you go to a new document, you want to add lists and spreadsheets. Now I'm going to go to the top of this first column. I'm going to call this X. And then I'm going to enter my X values. So 0, 1, and 2. Alright, I'm going to go to the top of column B. And I'm going to put a Y here. And then I'm going to enter my Y values. 3, 6, 12. Alright, once we create our table, I'm going to ask you to hit menu. And this is going to come up right here. We want to use number 4 for statistics. When you hit 4, you're going to hit number 1 for stat calculations. Now this is the part where I tell you it's important to know which kind of regression you're going to create. You can either look at the graph to tell whether it's linear, quadratic, cubic, or exponential, or the problem itself will tell you what kind of function it is. So make sure that you're paying attention to the information that's given to us. And in this case, not only does it say exponential regressions, but we can tell that this is an exponential graph. So look through your list right here and notice that exponential is A, option A. So I'm going to hit option A and I'm going to clear this and type in X. All my X values are in the column labeled X. I'm going to go down to Y and I'm going to type in Y because all the Y values are in the column that I labeled Y. And then from here, I'm just going to go all the way down until I hit enter. And over here, once I do that, over here to the side is going to tell me the form my equation should look like. And then it's going to tell me the numbers to plug into there. So if you look right here, it tells me that it's a times b, and b is raised to the x power. So I'm going to write that over to the side. My function is a times b raised to the x power. Now the next thing that my calculator also tells me is what my a value is and what my b value is. So that means I can replace this a and this b with the numbers in the regression. So we have 3, and then in parentheses 2 raised to the x power. And if you're looking at the equation and the graph that was given to us in the first place, we can easily see that the 3 in the front, which is our a value, is our y-intercept. We can also see that the 2, which is our b value, is a number greater than 1. And we can see that it matches because that tells us that it's an exponential growth. And with that, we know that the graph is growing or increasing from left to right. And that's it. So the only thing that they're asking you to do for an exponential regression is to find the points on the graph, create the table, use that table to plug it into your calculator to find the regression. Use the regression to find the a and the b value for this. And that's it. So I hope that this example has refreshed some things about how to use your calculator to find the regression. And I'll see you guys in the next videos.